Hi, I'm Alex from E2 Language. In this video, I'm going to tell you 8 things you need to know before you take the IELTS test on the computer, and we are focusing on IELTS listening. I'm going to tell you about some of the similarities and some really important differences between the paper and computer-delivered listening tests. I'm also going to answer that all-important question about capital letters, so keep watching. Number 1, some things are exactly the same as the paper-delivered test. There are 4 parts and there are 40 questions. Number 2, there is free movement between all sections of the test. This means when the test begins, you can click forward and look at section 3 or section 4 and come back to section 1. Throughout the test, you can change your answers for any question at any time. Just be careful about jumping around because once the audio starts, it doesn't stop. And that is my third point, that audio will begin automatically. You don't need to push play, you cannot push pause, and of course, you can't rewind. So my fourth point relates to timing in the test. You'll be happy to know there is time to read the questions before the audio plays. So at the start of the test, you'll hear some instructions and a general introduction, and then the speaker will say something like, "Now look at questions 1 to 4, and there'll be 30 to 40 seconds pause. During that time, you can read ahead. After you've done the first lot of questions in section 1, there's another pause of 30 to 40 seconds. At the end of section 1, there is 1 whole minute to go back and check your answers, but actually you should be reading forward to get ready for the next section. In part 1, 2, and 3 of the listening test, you have that break in the middle of the questions. It's only section 4 where you have 10 questions with no break. Oh, and by the way, you have 2 minutes at the end of the test, not 10 minutes. And you don't really need 10 minutes in the computer-delivered test. Paper-delivered test, that 10 minutes is to transfer your answers manually onto the answer sheet. In the computer-delivered test, your answers are already in the right place, so 2 minutes is plenty. My fifth point is about functionality on the screen. Hopefully you've seen my video about IELTS reading. The same things apply in IELTS computer-delivered listening. You can highlight on the screen, you can take notes on the screen, you can make the text bigger or smaller, you can even change the background color, and of course you can adjust the volume as well. Point number 6 is a little less high-tech. You get a pen and paper, even in the computer-delivered test. So if you want to take notes or write down some answers, you can do that. Just remember that there is only 2 minutes at the end, and it's actually easier to put the answers directly into the answer spot. Now the 7th thing that I want to mention is a really important one. Some of the question types look quite different on the computer compared to paper delivered. I'm going to show you a couple of them now. For this type of question, gap fill, it's pretty obvious what you do. You need to write the answer into the gap. This kind of question might look a little bit unfamiliar though. It's a match features task, which is basically asking you, which coach should parents see regarding the following issues? We've got 4 issues here, 17, 18, 19, 20, and we've got 3 coaches underneath. Now in the paper-delivered test, you would choose the appropriate coach, let's say A, Alice Bay, and you'd write next to question 17, the letter A. In this one, on the computer, you don't need to write, you just click. So if it's A, click that one, B, and so on. And you'll find a similar task type layout when it comes to maps and plans. So here we've got our map of a town called Blissfield, and you'll see within the map there are letters A, B, C, D, and so on. And over here are the elements that you need to identify. So question 15, this is the first one you'll hear. Basically being asked, where is question 15. Where is Henry House? Is it A? Is it G? Is it I? And again, rather than writing the letter onto a piece of paper, you're just going to click in the box. So if you find Henry House is A, click that one. The art gallery is E, and so on. And remember that these questions come in order with the audio. You can see the computer delivered formatting on the IELTS official page, which is linked in the description below. And also check out our practice tests on e2language.com. They are in the computer delivered format as well. And the final point, number 8, is capital letters. People ask us all the time, can I write in capital letters in listening? If you have a look at the type of question where you need to put an answer, you'll notice that it's usually in the middle of a sentence. So if the word is something like farm or church or children, it's in the middle of the sentence, so it will be in small letters. Now, what is the official IELTS word on this? Well, they tell us that we should follow capitalization convention in the listening test. That means if you're writing somebody's name or a month or a day of the week or a company name, then there should be a capital letter at the start. However, we also hear that capitalization actually doesn't matter in the test. So do whatever you're comfortable with. My advice as an English teacher is to follow the capitalization rules though. And that's everything you need to know about taking the listening tests on the computer. Come and join us at E2 Language if you want to practice together in our live classes or use our self-access materials in the platform. I'll see you next time.